Happy New Year. Rob Tesh here, rules interpreter for the state of Montana. As we move into the new year, please keep in mind the directives from videos 1 and 2 that have been sent out. These directives will push us into a more consistent frame of mind as well as a more consistent product on the court from night to night. Moving into video number 3, I've selected some video review and breakdown of clips of some backcourt situations, throw-in situations, out-of-bounds situations, as well as how important it is that we have a disciplined or patient whistle on plays outside of our primary coverage. Again, thanks for your time and efforts on these videos as we push for a more consistent product of officiating across the state of Montana. Don't forget, you can email me with any questions you may have. Also, send me clips that I can use for educational purposes.
Greetings. Welcome back to 5 Play Friday. I'm Greg Austin with The Better Official. We craft video to help basketball officials get better. And one of the ways we do that is we look at plays, all of the things. Let's look at play number 1. Possible backcourt on this. What do you have on play number 1? Right, backcourt ruled by our calling official. Was this call correct or incorrect? What do you have on the play? Put your ruling down in the comments below and stick around to the end of the video where we'll look at all of the things on play number 1. All right, moving on to play number 2, another backcourt play. Let's take a look. A violation. Do we have the elements for a backcourt violation on this play? This is a throw-in play. Obviously, we can't quite see that fact, but the rhythm of the game tells us so. This is a throw-in play. In order to have backcourt, a ruling of backcourt on a throw-in play, we must first have player control on the court. We must have front court status, and then we must have backcourt status. Right? Those elements must be in place. This is a good example, though, on this clip where the player never has front court status with the basketball. Right? If we take a look here, this player has front court status. The ball is deflected. We have a player looking at the basketball. They pick up the basketball with their foot in the backcourt and one foot lifted. They have backcourt status, but they never had front court status. All right, that play, you know that one. Front court throw-in adjacent to the front court. Thrower throws the ball to a teammate who fails to control the ball, deflects the ball, touches the ball. The ball goes into the backcourt, and the player is the first to touch. As our announcers exhibit on this play, wait, what? That's got to be, he touched it, right? There's confusion about the rule amongst the general population, shall we say, but we as officials obviously cannot be confused about a simple rule such as this. In order to have a backcourt violation, we must have team control on the court. Team control is established by player control on the court. When does this player gain player control on the court? When they pick up the basketball here. Now established. Player control, team control on the court. This is a simple play, but it's a great example of the play that's often on rules tests, etc., where a throw-in teammate muffs or deflects the ball into the backcourt and is the first to touch, etc. Of course, we know that during this throw-in, if there was some subsequent action here on the court, players competing for the ball, the offensive player pushes, or etc., it would be a team control foul by rule. But that's not really part of this play. This play just is a great visual example of the play scenario that is so often brought up to basketball officials on rules tests and scenarios, etc. Obviously, we have to understand this rule completely, and it's really a straightforward rule to understand. A two-person game, possible backcourt violation. The official says no, that this is legal. We are in overtime with 30 seconds remaining in the game. Obviously, we want to get this call right every time. You could say, well, the defense got the ball anyway, but this is a missed call, right? This is a clear, obvious backcourt violation. Sometimes, as officials, our brain gets a little clouded related to it's a throw-in play. Some officials say, well, on a throw-in, the division line disappears, and ways to remember whether to make rulings or not. But this, again, of course, is a status play. What is the status of the player on this play? We have a throw-in, 28-foot mark. We are in overtime, a one-possession game, both teams in the bonus. Right? We want to be on top of the game, get everything correct. But there's also a takeaway on this play related to positioning that's obviously critical as well. Not a factor on the play, but something as a young official you can recognize in this situation. We've got a throw-in. Okay. Is this player holding the basketball? Yes. Are they in contact with the court? In the front court? Yes. This player has front court status by rule. They are holding the basketball in the front court, foot down in the front court. They still have front court status. They have a chance here to do one of three things: pass, shoot, request a timeout, right? But in the end, they put their foot down in the backcourt. This is an obvious backcourt violation. Obvious. The 12 NFHS added the rule that for the administration of fouls during throw-ins, they would be team control fouls, leading to the perception from officials that there exists team control during a throw-in, and this is not the case. In order to have a backcourt violation, we must first have team control on the court. We do not have team control during a throw-in. We must establish team control on the court by player control on the court. Once we have player control, a player holding or dribbling the ball, then we have team control. After that, we can have a backcourt violation, and not until. Black has a throw-in, throws it to a player standing in the front court. The player muffs the ball. They do not control the ball in the front court. Always can come late on this, just get the call right. Okay, we have our center official ruling that a player who had left the floor returned to the floor and was guilty of a violation, wiping the shot. A disaster. Misapplication of this rule. This player leaves the court due to their momentum, not to a voluntary decision on the play. Plus, we have a new case play this year that clarifies that when a try is released and a player from the throwing team leaves the court voluntarily and returns to the court to grab his first basketball, so many things wrong with this play. that's actually a legal play as well. Further clarification, this is a clear misapplication of the rule which cost the team a goal that should have been scored. Yeah, we don't want to make that mistake. We have to know that this rule, 9-3-3, where the player voluntarily leaves the playing court, is extremely limited in scope. It has nothing to do with a throw-in play. It has nothing to do with a player leaving the court for momentum. And even if a player voluntarily leaves, there's many situations where the first to touch upon return is not a violation. We have to get this rule right and understand it's extremely limited in scope. Onward! That's a lot of words. A1 is making a throw-in along the sideline in Team A's backcourt. A1 makes the throw-in towards A2, who is standing in Team A's front court. B1 deflects the throw-in pass after the release. A2 jumps from Team A's front court, catches the pass in the air, and lands in the backcourt. The officials rule this to be a legal play. Were the officials correct? Yes or no? Right? Here we have it. The case, the rules question. Were they correct in this instance? Yes or no? Right? We see this question frequently. Do we see this play frequently? No. Have I ever had this play? No. No, I have not. Right? But it is a frequent rules question. So we have to get this play right. Sideline throw-in in the adjacent to the backcourt. Throws to a teammate who's in the front court. Defender contacts the basketball, deflecting it. Player from the front court jumps in the air, catches the ball, lands in the backcourt. Were the officials correct in this instance when they said this is a legal play? Were they correct? Yes or no? We know there's an exception that applies during a throw-in. But no. Why not? Right? The exception has ended when the throw-in ends. When does the throw-in end? When it is touched by the defender. That simple touch by the defender ends the throw-in, ends the opportunity to have that exception for the throwing team, that during a throw-in, a player is allowed to jump from the front court, catch the ball in the air, land with backcourt status, make a normal landing, doesn't matter for front court, foot in the front court, then the backcourt, etc. All of those things hold true. This is the test question we see frequently. Do we see it in the wild? Do we see it in our games? No, we do not. But are we ready for it when we do? Yes, we are. We're banging forward. Onward. During a throw-in by A1 from the end line by Team A's basket, the throw-in is touched by A2 before it goes across the division line, where it is recovered by A3. The officials rule a backcourt violation on Team A. Were the officials correct in this instance? Yes or no? This is a common play scenario. A throw-in from the end line, thrown back towards the division line, teammate of the thrower contacts the basketball but does not control it. It goes into the backcourt where they do gain control on the court. This is a common scenario, one we have to get right? And it's oftentimes a question for newer officials. It comes up in games. Is this a legal play? The officials in this instance ruled a backcourt violation. Were the officials in this instance correct? Yes or no? This is one that everybody knows that's a backcourt violation, but no, it's not correct. What three components do we have to have a backcourt violation? We must have team control on the court. We know that during a throw-in there is team control. but that is only for the administration of fouls. We must have team control on the court. How is team control on the court established? By player control on the court. What is player control by rule? It is a player holding or dribbling the basketball. When the ball is thrown to the teammate who does not catch the ball, it's off their fingertips, it's off their head, whatever it is, and then goes into the backcourt. We do not have player control and team control established until the player grabs the ball in the backcourt. So in this instance, one that can catch us off guard, one that's easy to fix as a crew. Our crew got this one wrong, we can fix it. Hey, partner, no team control on the court. Let's go. Let's get plays right. All right, so at the start of the season, what are we doing? When we look at our own game video and looking at our habits and fundamentals on the court, we're looking at discipline, right? Am I aware of the system that we're working? And am I disciplined in my approach to the system that we're working? And when we have situations that arise, such as a double whistle and two defenders, the fact that we should communicate as a crew. All right, so who is guarding whom on this play? This primary matchup, this one, it belongs to the center official on this play. This is a transition play. Our lead is getting to the end line. Our lead should be picking up secondary defenders here in this situation. Who is officiating whom, right? We have a curl or a turn away from the center official, but the center official has to be officiating this on-ball matchup on this play, and also a possible swipe down by this defender here. And our lead official has to pick up this defender who's coming at our shooter here, right? So I would say this defender belongs to this official. We've got a gesticulating coach. We have a double whistle on the play. Okay? So, when we have a double whistle, we have to recognize that fact. If our center official says, you got it, partner, right, and gives it up right away or something like this, but we have to be aware, wait, did you have a foul, like on a swipe down by another defender, etc.? We just need to communicate in a situation like this, recognize that we have a double whistle, indicate what you have, etc., communicate. This does not have to be a lengthy process, right? It's an obvious foul in the end, but we want to be aware of those things. A good play to analyze, two officials, double whistle on the play. Who is officiating whom, right? Understanding the system that we are working as a crew, who is officiating whom is the step number one in the process. So let's take a look at this excellent example of a double whistle between a trail and a lead. First of all, do I love the lead's position on this play? You know me, I do not. I do not like officiating from this position as lead, especially in a situation where we've got limited amount of room to work. I would want to be wider on this play. First of all, but we have a double whistle. So let's take a look and see who is officiating whom on this play. All right, so we've got high screen action, two official play here between trail and center. Our defensive team is in a zone defense. Looks like a 2-3. Our lead is ball watching, right? This is the first mistake. We need to find the next defender. Who is officiating this primary matchup? This is obviously the trail officials' play. It's their play, 100%. Who is officiating whom? Trail is responsible for this defender. Lead is responsible for this defender. If our lead was here, they would have a great look at this defender, right? That's why we want to be in great position. That camera person makes me very nervous working as lead as well. And then who commits the foul here? The first foul is right here, right, where we have this pushing action by the defender. And then we have 11 on the backside with a swipe down, right? Those are both, both players have illegal contact. Which play happens first? And our officials confer, and the confusing part about this is our lead official comes out with a foul on the primary defender on the play, the player from behind. Okay, so this is a great play when we're analyzing our game video to just show an understanding of the system that we're working. This is an obvious foul. We are going to send this player to the line. There's no question on that, right? But we want to work effectively as officials, as a crew. This is, as you can break down plays from your own game videos such as this and see, did you execute properly? Did you execute properly as the system defines it? Did you execute properly as you would want to on a play such as this?